So the journey to our trip started at 4 o'clock in the morning, but we arrived at Dublin Port at like almost half seven, 8, and then we started boarding the ship. So turn by turn, all the cars were instructed to go in single file, and it was our first time going by like a ferry, so it was kind of exciting to see how the trip will be. So we drove onto a bridge that was connected to the ferry, and then we drove into it. After we finally made it into the ferry, we parked our car, and as you can see, there were so many cars there. There were more lining up. And then after parking, we went up to the main deck where we would be sitting. So we kind of walked around the ship for a bit, the ferry, to see where would be a nice place to sit. So me and my siblings, we walked around to find a nice little location to sit down. The ferry was really nice, like it was really spacious and it was really nice in there. I enjoyed going into it so much. It was such a fun experience. The ferry was a 3 hour and 30 minutes ride from Dublin to Holyhead, but it was really like nice inside the ship because there were bathrooms and there was a lot of sitting place you could sit at. There was also multiple cafes at different places and restaurants where you could order stuff and then sit down. Also, a duty-free shop that wasn't open when we were boarding. It did open like almost half an hour into when we were into the ferry. So we ended up finding an area at the almost the end of the ship, and it was like such a nice area because we found two tables and like a nice sitting area for all of us. And the view was nice to see as well, like through the windows you could see really well. After putting our bags down, me and my siblings decided to check out the deck, and it was such a pretty view. I should say it was like so peaceful, and I was so happy the weather was really nice, and it was like really sunny, and like it was more scattered clouds, but it was nice. It didn't rain, and that's what we all hoped for. The ferry we went on was the Irish ferries, if anybody was wondering, and yeah, it was really fun looking at the view before we left for a week. And this is like early 8, half 8 in the morning, so the sun was brightly shining on top of us and the sea was all smooth, so it was really nice. And basically, me and my siblings spent an hour almost on the deck. It was so fun, peaceful looking at it. We just stayed there until we passed the port of Dublin, so it was really nice just standing there. And there were benches made for people to sit down, and then there were other people who came up as well. There was an upper deck, but it was closed, and there was a helicopter deck. Obviously, no one would go to the helicopter deck, but it was really nice in general. So once we were done looking up, we decided to come back down, and we were all exhausted because we were awake since the morning. So some of us went to bed. I went to read my book and drink on hot chocolate, and we did that until we arrived to Hollywood. Three hours and 30 minutes later, we arrived to Holyhead, Wales. Holyhead, Wales. And this looked so pretty, but for me and my siblings, we were thinking that we were still back in another place of Ireland because the coast looked quite similar. So, but it was a really pretty view to take in, and this was the time we were all packing up and getting ready to go down to the car deck where we would be going into our cars. But this was the last moment we enjoyed on the ferry because it was so nice and so pretty. So we almost were like connected to the port or like the bridge that would get our car down. So once there was an announcement made, everyone packed up their stuff and then we quickly went down to the car deck where all the cars were parked. And then this is the part where we had to be fast because there were a lot of people lining up and stuff. And we quickly. So then to my turn, there were people working, and then they drove the cars out in a row. And it was pretty cool how quickly and organized it was. I was actually really surprised how quickly they had done this. We were on the car deck and out of it within like 10-15 minutes, and it was actually really cool. So like we were driving through Wales, and a joke me and my siblings had was that it did not look like we were in Wales because we still thought we were in Ireland, because everything looked quite similar to Ireland. There were the Irish cars and the road signs, the view. It was all looking like Ireland, and we were all joking that we're still in Ireland. But after a while of driving, we did realize we were not in Ireland. We were in Wales. So. This is a few recording my dad did because I ended up falling asleep in the car. I was exhausted because I was awake in the ferry reading my book and taking clips, but then as soon as I got into the car, I straight away fell asleep. So I have no clips of the journey, but I could tell you that it was really exhausting. It was almost a 4 to 5 hour drive from Wales, Holyhead to London, where we would be going. And we did have to take breaks in between, which made our road trip even longer, but it was really enjoyable. And with a good company and enough food, you can survive any long periods of time. So we've arrived to London. Make sure you guys watch my other adventures in London. See you guys.